Hi, everyone. This is Jessica with Whispers of Great Healing. I am here today to bring some channeled messages from Spirit. Last night, as I was saying my prayers and my meditation, a really strong message came out, and I feel like everyone needs to hear this. So I'm going to give it a few minutes to let people join in. I hope everyone is doing well. If you are new to my channel, welcome. We are so glad to have you here. And if you are my vibe tribe, you know I love you something serious, but I feel like these are messages that everyone can benefit from. So this is about living simply and making choices, okay? First, I had to record it. Hey, April. Hey, Michelle. Good morning. Hi, Campbell. Pretty girl. I love y'all so much. So yeah, guys, first, hi there. How are you? I am going to let everyone listen to the audio recording that I did first, and then we're going to discuss this a little further and whatever messages Spirit has in store. So now that we have a few people in here, I'm going to go ahead and start the audio recording, and I hope all of you can hear it well. So just take a deep breath, soak it in as much as possible, and really realize how much this really affects so many people in our lives, including ourselves and our parents and everything in between, and how many of us actually battle with making these decisions for ourselves and how to kind of bypass this fear, right? Because a lot of the choices that we're scared to make involve some sort of fear, some sort of loss, some sort of rejection. And I just want to go deeper into that after y'all listen to this. So let's get started. Talking about how Spirit just wants us to live more simply, to make choices, to live simply. And what they mean by this is allowing the choices that we make to simply give us joy, to simply give us hope, to simply give us the moment that we're looking for purpose, to do something that may be outside the box, that may involve some fear. But if we just choose simply, things we love, this is where the magic is. But then I started thinking about it. Like, when do we really come into that place of making our own decisions? I've had this conversation before where parents are responsible for their children up until a certain point. And the conditionings that we carry with us, the patterns, the habits, the belief systems, all of these come from our parents, from their parents, and many, many decades and lifetimes of conditionings and fear, hate, judgment, ridicule, separation, and all these things in order to protect ourselves or to create a space where we feel somewhat safe. All of it is a coping mechanism. So the real lesson is, despite whatever pain you have endured growing up, whatever abuse, trauma, or belief system that you have carried that doesn't really bring joy to your soul, it is up to you to choose. Simply choose. If you want to continue that cycle of suffering, of fear, of pain, and simply choose God, simply choose love, and do the things that bring your life purpose and meaning. Simply send that message. Simply tell someone you love them. Simply believe in yourself. That is the magic. So, guys, with that being said, I really want to start with the childhood, okay? All of our parents raised us differently, but all of our parents, like even us as parents, as teachers, as students, whatever the case, we go back and forth, right? Most of us as parents really try to, especially for those of us who have been through abuse, who have been through traumatic experiences, most of us do end up developing some sort of coping mechanism to make sure that our children don't go through the same thing. Now, does that necessarily mean that it's a healthy coping mechanism? Probably not. But there is no beginner's manual. There is no book that tells us how to live life in a healthy way without some sort of perception, right? We're all just winging it. We're all just trying to make the best of it. Now, there are people in this world that have a really hard time breaking this cycle because there's so much pain, there's so much trauma involved. And some people just don't even know any different. And when something different comes in, or, people like us that say, oh, but life can be glorious, my friend, and they have a hard time believing it, right? But it is our choice. It is our choice to believe that or not. That's where our free will comes in. Now, again, just simply choosing. Most of it comes when, listen, I didn't always make the best decisions. I made a lot of mistakes. I've hurt people. I've hurt myself more than anyone else in this world. And it was due to my belief systems. It was due to my conditioning and the things that I experienced as a child and a teenager, and even as a young adult. There were a lot of things that just brought so much pain into my life. And most people say, well, that's just the way the world is. But it doesn't have to be, right? And it really comes a time where we have to call ourselves out on the bullshit and get tired of us living in this vicious cycle of pain, trauma, rejection, fear of being ourselves so that we can be accepted, right? Well, a lot of people say, I'd rather be accepted for who I truly am than for me pretending to be something I'm not, right? So it's like so many of these things that we learn in life in order to cope with this lifestyle, right? Good morning, Ellie. It really comes a time when we have to look at things differently and choose to look at it differently. But Spirit just wants us to live more simply. If we want to reach out to someone, reach out to someone. If you want to tell someone that you appreciate their style or the light that they bring to the room or the inspiration that they bring to the table, tell them. It's not that hard, guys. So many of us are scared to step out of our comfort zone because of the what if. What if it goes wrong? What if it blows up in my face? What if I'm rejected or turned down? But what if you're not? What if all of this does turn in your favor? What if the thing that you've been pushing so hard against or resisting is the best thing that ever happens to you? What if that's the final turning point that you have been looking for to really bring that joy and inspiration into your life? Hey, Jenny. And, it's so simple yet so hard at the same time. And I want you to understand, I get it. It was not an easy process for me to change my life either. It was not an easy process to change the way that my mind has always worked the entire lifetime I've been here. But it was a choice. no matter what life throws at me or what trials and tribulations I have to go through to come closer to myself and to God, it was worth every ounce of it. Every ounce of pain, of hurt, of rejection or loneliness, and all these things that I had to feel in order to come back to this very moment, absolutely worth it. And I wouldn't change it for the world. But all they're asking you to do is just choose simply whatever your heart's desire is, whatever makes you get up and go. Like, are you really going to put something on the back burner that you have been longing for, right? Longing for, feeling like you need to go in this direction, but you're too scared to step outside your comfort zone in order to do it. Are you really willing to take that risk? You're willing to take a risk to put your dreams on the back burner, but you're not willing to risk enough to go for those dreams. And that is where they want you to change your perception, right? To say, okay, even if there is fear involved, sorry guys, even if there is fear involved of taking a risk, because sometimes the greatest risk comes with the greatest reward. And it's time for us to believe in ourselves and to trust in spirit and go after these wild ideas that might not make sense to a lot of people, but you could end up changing your life. You could bring peace, harmony, inspiration, excitement, adventure. Don't settle for comfortable and familiar, because usually the comfortable and familiar is what is creating the most stagnancy, creating the most pain and resistance in our life. And it's so important that we realize we got through all that shit. You had the courage, you had the faith, and you did the dirty work that brought you out of all these things that you thought you'd never get through. When the pain was so unbearable, you were laid out on the floor with your heart fully exposed in pieces. You made it through that. So they want you to start believing and remembering those moments where you felt like you didn't even have an ounce of energy left to pick yourself back up. You are standing today, my friends. You are standing. So stand with your head tall. Realize that you do have power, you do have will, and you have the determination to make it through any situation that might seem daunting, that might seem scary. Because this life does not go without being scared at some point. But believe in yourself and make the choice wisely. Choose yourself, choose faith, choose God. Above all, choose God. Choose to love every bit of this journey, because even those hard moments brought you to this moment right now, and the resiliency is strong within you. You will make it. You will succeed. You will persevere. And there is nothing stopping you if you don't want it. If you want that goal, if you want that prize, if you want that rainbow on the other side, it's up to you to go get it. No matter what the outcome is, there will always be an opportunity for you to move forward. There will always be an opportunity for you to show yourself what you are made of. So don't second guess. Don't put yourself down. Trust. Have faith. And choose simply, my friends. Okay? All rainbows and chocolate, Ellie. Yes. I love you guys so much. I know this is kind of a short message, but it's such a powerful one. And I really, really hope that this message comes across to you at the right time, and that it gives you that boost of energy that you need in order to make some decisions in your life that are ultimately going to be for the better. I believe in you. I know you can do it. And again, change the perception. What if? What if this is the greatest moment of your life? What if this brings everything that you've been looking for? And have the courage to leap, Okay. So I love you all. I wish you the best of luck. My heart goes out to every single one of you. And please, if this resonates with you, give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, drop me a comment. Let me know how it resonates with you. And I send you nothing but love and blessings, my friends. Namaste.